Hello Bama fans. Yes, this is scary, but not for Bama. Yes, it is for Michigan, who lost in Bama 1. Want to know why? Subscribe to the channel to receive more Bama news. Kian Sab's debut for Bama was impressive and he was recognized as SEC Defensive Player of the Week. This is a big impact for Bama and a shot in the foot for Michigan, who lost this player. Good thing Alabama won this contest. But how was his performance? Let's talk about that now. Alabama's rise in the college football scene continues to be marked by impressive performances and strategic victories on and off the field. Kian Sab's recent name as SEC Defensive Player of the Week is a testament not only to his undeniable talent, but also to the effectiveness of the work done by the coaching staff led by Kalen DeBoer. Kian Sab, a defensive back from New Jersey, has become a household name in the conference after his standout performance against Western Kentucky. In his debut for Alabama, Sab showed exactly why he was such a valuable addition to the program. With 2 crucial interceptions and 2 solid tackles, he not only helped solidify Alabama's defense, but also sent a strong message to the rest of the SEC: the Tide are here to dominate. Sab's transfer from Michigan to Alabama after the 2023 season is a clear example of the appeal and reputation that Kalen DeBoer's program continues to have on the national stage. While many considered Sab to be a key piece of the Wolverines' defense, his decision to join the Tide underscores just how attractive Alabama remains to elite talent. It's not just about the opportunity to play for a program with a rich winning tradition, but also about developing under the tutelage of a coach who knows how to maximize the potential of his players. DeBoer, in his role at Alabama, has been exemplary in identifying and nurturing talent like Sab. Kian's ability to quickly adapt to the defensive scheme and perform at a high level in his debut speaks volumes about both his talent and the effectiveness of DeBoer and his staff. They have proven themselves masters in creating an environment where players like Sab can shine from day one. It's important to note that Alabama's win over Western Kentucky was more than just a one-game showdown. It was a demonstration of how the Tide defense, bolstered by emerging stars like Kian Sab, can be a dominant force this season. Sab's interceptions were game-changing moments that demonstrated his ability to be in the right place at the right time, an attribute that will be essential to Alabama's continued success. Of particular note is Alabama's quiet but significant win over Michigan in the recruiting game. The acquisition of Kian Sab, a former Wolverine player, highlights Alabama's ability to attract and retain talent that could have easily found its feet at other elite programs. The move from Michigan to Alabama not only reflects Sab's desire to test himself at the highest level of college football, but also reaffirms the Tide's position as one of the most coveted destinations for any player aspiring to greatness. Let's move on. Are you happy with Sab's performance? Leave a comment at the end of the video, and don't forget to subscribe. The arrival of Emica Iola on the Alabama Crimson Tide recruiting radar is yet another sign that the program, under new head coach Kalen DeBoer, is on an upward trajectory as it looks to further strengthen its already feared roster. A JUCO tight end, Iola has all the physical and technical attributes that make elite scouts stop and take notice. During his recent visit to Tuscaloosa, even without an official offer in hand, it was clear that both the player and the program share a genuine interest. The Crimson Tide, which opened the DeBoer era with a distinctive 63-0 win over Western Kentucky, is surrounded by an atmosphere that impresses athletes, especially Bama recruits. The youngster expressed his excitement about the atmosphere he encountered at the stadium, describing it as crazy and wild. It's that kind of experience that often leaves a lasting impression on recruits. At Alabama, things are different, and he noticed it. Emica Iola isn't just a promising name on the JUCO scene, he's already being scouted by elite programs. His physicality and technical skills make him a player any coach would want to have at their disposal. Alabama is certainly keeping a close eye on him strategically. And DeBoer has been careful with his offers. For example, they're keeping a close eye on Iola's development throughout the season before making any hasty decisions. Iola's presence on campus, even without an official offer, suggests that Alabama continues to be a top pick for college football's top talent. And that, in and of itself, is a win. Expectations in Tuscaloosa are high, as always, but with new leadership comes new pressure. DeBoer's ability to manage those expectations and continue to attract top talent like Iola will be key to his long-term success. This year could be different, and we're rooting for Bama to target some new recruits. The Alabama Crimson Tide's 2024 season is already looking different, especially for quarterback Jalen Milroe and rookie receiver Ryan Williams. This explosive duo is quickly becoming one of the Crimson Tide's biggest offensive weapons, creating a truly difficult equation for opposing defenses to solve. If you haven't gotten used to hearing Milroe to Williams, get ready because that phrase will likely be echoed many times during Alabama's games this fall, usually followed by touchdown. Williams, wearing number 2, and Milroe, wearing number 4, are proving to be the perfect combination, a true winning formula for Alabama. For +2 = 6, Williams joked about the connection with his quarterback. He always puts the ball in the perfect spot, and I just have to do my job. That job, by the way, he did masterfully in the blowout 63-0 win over Western Kentucky, where Williams shined in his college debut. The young receiver, who was supposed to be just starting his senior year of high school, has reclassified to the class of 2024 and is already showing the world why he was a 5-star prospect. In his first game for Alabama, Williams recorded 139 yards and 2 touchdowns, both coming on deep passes from Milroe, demonstrating the duo's lethal ability to connect explosive plays. Williams' first touchdown was a display of pure speed and precision. Lined up against cornerback Nazir Ward, the rookie simply exploded down the sideline, leaving the defender behind on 3rd down and 13 yards late in the first quarter. Milroe, with surgical precision, hit Williams on the move, allowing him to run 84 yards to the end zone. "It was a simple ball," Williams said modestly. "J-Mill gave me a perfect ball. I kept up the pace and got to celebrate with my guys for my first touchdown." The second connection between Milroe and Williams took even more out of the young receiver. On a crossing route that took him from the right side of the field to the middle, Williams once again broke free and caught a pinpoint pass from Milroe. From there, he showed off not only speed but also strength and agility, dodging one defender and leaving another behind before completing a 55-yard touchdown. "Once again, he put the ball in a perfect spot," Williams said, also noting the excellent work of the offensive line in protecting Milroe. For Milroe, the mindset on both plays was simple: throw it, go Ryan, run it, he said with a smile. Williams' speed, combined with his ability to position himself and catch tough passes, is making him an almost impossible target to guard on deep routes. "I gotta make sure I warm up, this kid can run," Milroe joked, before adding on a more serious note, "He's a huge asset for us this year. His speed, his attention to detail, his instincts. He's a stud on the field." Ryan Williams' performance is already exceeding expectations, something coach Kalen DeBoer knew was possible but now sees it coming to fruition. "He's got this great ability to make plays, as you guys saw, and he showed a lot of that in practice," DeBoer said. "It was impressive that a guy his age could go out and do the things he's doing. He's got a bright future." Williams, just 17, has been a standout since arriving at Alabama this summer, and his transition from high school to college has been seamless. While he continues to impress on the field, off it, the young receiver is still adjusting to life as an Alabama star. "Just being in class and people asking for pictures in the middle of class," he said with a laugh. "You're trying not to interrupt the teacher." With the season just getting started, there's no doubt that Williams and Milroe will continue to be a headache for opposing defenses. Their connection, combined with DeBoer's offensive system, promises plenty of spectacular plays for the Crimson Tide. And if Williams' debut was any indication of what's to come, Alabama fans can expect plenty more touchdowns this season. Let's keep winning and cheering for Bama. The interaction among the players, according to junior guard Tyler Booker, is noticeably lighter and more upbeat, reflecting a new approach that mixes discipline with fun, a combination that seems to be resonating deeply with the team. After the game, Booker noted that the celebration in the locker room was different than in previous seasons under Nick Saban. "I feel like we danced a little bit more," Booker said, emphasizing that the players were truly enjoying the moment. "We enjoyed the win a little bit more. That's it, everybody's enjoying everything a lot more." This change in atmosphere isn't just a matter of talk, but also a different philosophy being implemented by DeBoer. During Saban's tenure, there was an intense focus on staying focused on the next challenge, even during victory celebrations. While this approach has been extremely successful, leading Alabama to numerous wins and titles, DeBoer appears to be instilling a different balance, allowing players to celebrate accomplishments in the moment while still focusing on what lies ahead. The philosophy of being where our feet are, as Booker described it, is being fully embraced by the team. While Saban tried to instill this mentality, DeBoer has managed to bring it to life in a way that the players are truly incorporating into their daily routines. In the locker room after the win, there was no thought of the week ahead. The team was fully focused on celebrating what had just been accomplished, an attitude that reflects the confidence and maturity of the group. During the game, after safety Kian Sab's interception in the first quarter, there was a remarkable sideline celebration, with Sab receiving the turnover belt, an Alabama tradition, and posing for photos with other defenders. This level of public celebration on the sideline was something rarely seen in previous seasons, but now seems to be an integral part of the new era under DeBoer. Booker is adamant that this new approach will not compromise the discipline Alabama is known for. "It's because of our maturity," he explained. "There's a lot of older guys on this team who know, hey, let's focus. And then there's a good amount of young guys who make sure we have fun and remind us of when we were that age. This balance between the more experienced and younger players is creating a healthy team dynamic, where fun and focus go hand in hand." A prime example of this new mindset came from quarterback Jalen Milroe, who recalled an experience during spring practice. After completing a deep pass, he didn't celebrate, worried about the next play. However, DeBoer encouraged him to celebrate the play. "I was like, wow, that's different," Milroe said in June. "That changed my perspective, man." This encouragement to celebrate the moment reflects DeBoer's confidence in his players to find the balance between having fun and staying focused on the end goal. Everyone misses Coach Saban, for sure, but everyone is also excited about what Kalen DeBoer can do for this team. And your opinion now. I want to see your comments. Kalen DeBoer's recent debut as Alabama's head coach brought with it a subtle but significant change to the Crimson Tide's iconic uniforms. Known for its tradition and resistance to change, Alabama has introduced a new element to its jerseys, a detail that has not gone unnoticed by eagle-eyed fans. The team's 4 permanent captains now sport C patches on their uniforms. This change marks a new approach within the program, reflecting DeBoer's leadership philosophy and desire to highlight the importance of the captain's role from the start of the season. Players Tyler Booker, Deontay Lawson, Jalen Milroe, and Malachi Moore were the first to wear the C patch on their jerseys during Bama's convincing win over Western Kentucky. This change reflects DeBoer's decision to alter Alabama's long-standing tradition of voting for team captains only at the end of the season, during the team's annual banquet in December. Instead, the election of captains was moved up, allowing these leaders to wear their patches with pride throughout the season, symbolizing the trust placed in them by their peers and the coaching staff. For DeBoer, this change is more than just a cosmetic detail, it carries deep meaning. "It's an honor to be a captain," DeBoer said in a recent interview. "With that, I've always liked having that conveyed by AC on the jersey, which I think is really cool for these guys to wear." The C patch serves as a visible symbol of the responsibility and leadership these players bring to the field, a mark that distinguishes those charged with guiding the team through thick and thin. The decision to include the C patch may seem like a minor detail to some, but at a program as steeped in tradition as Alabama, even the most subtle changes are carefully considered. Since 2021, when the SEC added a logo to the right shoulder of its uniforms, the Crimson Tide have rarely made any changes to their jerseys. The last major change came in 2010, with the introduction of Nike's pro fighting uniforms during a game against Mississippi State. These small changes are always met with a certain amount of anticipation and, in some cases, apprehension from more traditional fans. So far, DeBoer has not faced significant criticism from fans about the new C patch. When asked, he said with a smile, "I haven't heard it because they probably didn't see it or know about it until the game." This lighthearted response reflects DeBoer's confidence in his decisions and the acceptance of them by Alabama fans. The introduction of the C patch may seem like a minor detail, but under DeBoer's leadership, it represents a new era of recognition and appreciation for leadership within the team. It's a small but powerful change that signals the importance of captains not just as players, but as pillars of the team. And as DeBoer continues to shape Alabama in his image, this change, while subtle, may be just the first of many that will reflect the vision and values he intends to bring to the program. Interesting, creative moves? Let's get started.